Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm TKA Brew. If you're having trouble controlling a recoil on your weapons, well, I have a bunch of tips that will help out, so stay tuned. Well, the first tip for you guys is to make sure you go into your weapons and make sure you always have foregrip equipped on every single one of your weapons. The foregrip will definitely help with the accuracy in controlling the recoil and spray of your weapons. So if you don't already have foregrip equipped on your weapons, make sure it's on every single one of your weapons. You'll notice a huge improvement in the recoil. For our next tips, make sure you guys enter practice AI mode because we're going to go over the rest of the tips there. So it doesn't matter what map you go into, but you're not even going to be playing the game anyways. So what you want to do is you're going to find a secluded area like we are going to do right now. We're going to run upstairs. We're going to find the wall. We are going to stand back and we are going to shoot the wall for tip number 2. Make sure you zoom in, tip on the wall, and just watch the recoil.
Reloading.
If you noticed, my gun went straight up. I do have a foregrip on it, so that definitely helps. But the M4 is already very low for recoil. But if you watch the recoil, it goes up. So now you're gonna have to figure out how you're gonna counteract that. So when you go in, you notice that your recoil is gonna slowly start moving up. So what you're gonna want to do is counteract the recoil. So basically what you're gonna do is as soon as you start firing, you're going to try to keep it right in the center by moving your joystick around ever so slightly as you're watching the recoil drift around. So what you're going to want to do is use every single weapon that you love to use, take it into a practice AI match, and just start shooting walls. And then once you have it down to the point where you can keep it into a tight circle with your weapon, while you don't have to get too much around it. That was a little bit off, but once you keep it into a very tight circle, you're going to want to start actually playing the AIs in here. You're not going to play as aggressively as you would against actual people, but you're going to start practicing your recoil control once you go out there. I have no ammo. So, we are going to get ammo, and we'll be back to continue the recoil lesson. Alright, now what you're going to do is chop down a guy, and, okay, I killed him a little bit too quickly. Next step, before the game ends, because this game's going to end pretty quickly, try to run up to as many AIs as possible. Quick scope in and try to control your aim on something that's actually moving, because they're going to start moving around too, hopefully. Especially if you're going to go up against somebody else. You're going to want to start strafing, you're going to want to start shooting back and forth, but you're going to want to keep trying to keep that reticle center and not letting it drift around. Well, we were back into a victory. That went a lot quicker than I thought. So basically, you're going to jump into an AI practice mode. You're going to shoot the walls, and you're going to practice controlling the drift on your recoil. Once you have your drift somewhat under control and you can predict how the weapon's going to react when you start holding it down, then you're going to start wanting to attack the AIs and start practicing on the AIs because they're going to do a lot less damage to you. So it's going to allow you to practice moving, strafing, and making sure you guys got your shots down. We are going to jump back in there so we can actually demonstrate this a little bit more for you guys, but that game went a little bit too quickly while we were shooting walls. Well, using my own advice, I'm going to select my ASM-10, which I do need a lot more practice on controlling the recoil. So we're here. The ASM-10 has a lot of recoil. I already have my foregrip on it. We are then going to just find some AIs and practice, because you know what the saying is, practice makes perfect. So we need to find someone. There we go. Keeping it pretty steady, walking and shooting at the same time. Okay. Not who I was hoping to shoot at. Oh, there we go. You saw I was drifting up a little bit. I do need a lot more practice with my ASM-10. I also need to learn to click this aim down sights button a little bit better. As big as that button is, I always miss it. I really feel like we have the AI pinned in their own zone, so we're going to practice ever so slightly shooting at a real target, which I can't do. So yeah, here we are. This is basically, I believe, tip number 3, even though I didn't say 2 or whatever. So 2 is actually firing at a wall, learning the drift and recoil of each of the weapons you like to use. And then number 3, actually jumping in and using what you've learned about the drift and just controlling, shooting, and going up the AIs. The AIs aren't going to move much, but you should definitely strafe and figure out where you want to shoot, how you want to shoot, and how the recoil reacts to you moving around. Once more. Well, that was quick. Poor AIs. We're just going to finish this off. Well, apparently we're not going to be able to finish this off. Hey, you had shields on when you spawned. We need 7 more kills, 7 more people to shoot at the practice. Oh, there's a bad guy right there. This is why I told you it's better to practice as an AI, because I would have been toast. If you guys have any other tips for controlling recoil, other than always using foregrip on your weapons, practice the recoil shots on the wall and learn how the recoil happens and jumping into AI and just practice. If you guys have any other tips other than that, leave those in the comments down below, because this is a community where we want to start sharing and getting better with COD Mobile together. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe, and turn that notification bell on, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.